हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, हमारी लास्ट वीडियो में हमने 10th क्लास के इंग्लिश सीबीएसई बोर्ड के फर्स्ट चैप्टर अ लेटर टू गॉड की लाइन बाय लाइन एक्सप्लेनेशन समझी थी। तो अब उसी चैप्टर से रिलेटेड हम इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस को देखेंगे आज, और साथ ही साथ हम एक्सट्रैक्ट बाय एक्सट्रैक्ट जो मुश्किल वर्ड्स हैं उनके मीनिंग्स भी देखेंगे। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। मैं फिर से पूरा चैप्टर स्टार्ट कर रही हूँ और जो भी डिफ़िकल्ट वर्ड्स आएंगे उनके मीनिंग्स मैं आपको बताती जाऊँगी। द हाउस द ओनली वन इन द एंटायर वैली, एंटायर मतलब होल वैली, पूरी वैली। सैट ऑन द क्रेस्ट ऑफ अ लो हिल, क्रेस्ट इज टॉप और पीक भी कह सकते हैं आप, कि लो हिल की क्रेस्ट और टॉप पर क्या था, एक घर था। From this height one could see the river and the field of ripe corn dotted with the flowers that always promised a good harvest. अब dotted क्या होता है? Marked with a dotted pattern, मतलब कि उस पूरे पैटर्न में कहीं कहीं पे डॉट्स थी जहाँ पे फ्लावर्स थे कॉर्न के। और हार्वेस्ट, हार्वेस्ट का क्या मतलब होता है? रीप, जैसे हम कहते हैं जो बोगे वही पाओगे। सो जब आप कोई सीड सो करते हो, बोते हो कोई भी सीड, तो उससे जो हार्वेस्ट मिलती है, जो आप पाते हो, जो कि फसल काटते हो, दैट इज हार्वेस्ट। द ओनली थिंग द अर्थ नीडेड वॉज अ डाउन पोर और एटलीस्ट अ शार। अब धरती को किस चीज की जरूरत थी? एक हैवी रेनफॉल की और एक या तो एटलीस्ट शावर, मतलब थोड़ी सी बारिश हो जाए या अच्छे से बारिश हो जाए, इन दोनों चीज़ों में से किसी एक चीज़ की ज़रूरत थी। Throughout the morning, Lencho, who knew his fields intimately, had done nothing else but see the sky towards the northeast. Throughout the morning, शुरू से ही लेंचो ने सुबह से ही क्या किया था कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट की डायरेक्शन में वो देख रहा था कि जो बारिश है उसकी होने की संभावना है या नहीं। Now we are really going to get some water, woman. अब हमें सच में थोड़ा पानी मिलने वाला है। तो ये उसने किस कंटेक्स्ट में कहा? ये उसने कहा कि सच में अब लगता है जैसे कि बारिश होने वाली है। वुमन इज उसने अपनी वाइफ को कहा। The woman who was preparing supper replied, "Yes, God willing." अब वुमन जो कि सपर बना रही थी, सपर क्या होता है? सपर इज यूजुअली कंसीडर्ड अ लाइट मील, लाइट मील ऑफ द इवनिंग, मतलब जो रात में आप लाइट खाना खाते हो। सपर इज एक्चुअली डिफरेंट फ्रॉम डिनर। मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल क्या है, वो सपर और डिनर को एक ही मान लेते हैं, बट द एक्चुअल डिफरेंस इज सपर इज यूजुअली अ लाइट मील, जैसे कि हम अपने घर में खाते हैं अपनी फैमिली के साथ इनफॉर्मल वे में, जैसे दाल रोटी खाते हैं या फिर सब्जी रोटी खाते हैं, दैट इज द सपर, लाइट मील। लेकिन जब आप किसी को फॉर्मली इनवाइट करते हो कि लेट्स हैव सम डिनर टुगेदर, तो डिनर इज अ फॉर्मल वे, फॉर्मल जो मील होता है इवनिंग का वो होता है जिसमें आप दाल चावल रोटी सब्जी सैलेड रायता और राइस ये सब चीजें रखते हो, यूजुअली अ हैवी मील रखते हो, दैट इज डिनर। सो जो वुमन थी वो पूरी फैमिली के लिए सपर बना रही थी, यानी कि लाइट मील बना रही थी। और सपर इज कंसिडर्ड द लास्ट मील ऑफ द डे, सपर एंड डिनर बोथ। द ओल्डर बॉयज वर वर्किंग इन द फील्ड। अब जो ओल्डर बॉयज हैं वो खेत में काम कर रहे थे। वाइल द स्मॉलर वंस वर प्लेइंग नियर द हाउस अंटिल द वुमन कॉल टू देम ऑल कम फॉर डिनर। अब जो वुमन है वो क्या करती है? बच्चों को बुलाती है। जो ओल्डर बॉयज हैं वो क्या कर रहे हैं? खेत में काम कर रहे हैं, और जो यंग बॉयज हैं वो घर के पास खेल रहे हैं। तो अब हमें इसमें ये तो नहीं बताया कि लेंचो के कितने बच्चे हैं, बट इतना पता है कि जो ओल्डर बॉयज हैं वो लेंचो को फील्ड में हेल्प करते हैं, खेत में काम करने में हेल्प करते हैं। It was during the meal that just as Lencho had predicted, big drops of rain began to fall. So लेंचो, वो लोग खाना खा ही रहे थे कि जैसा कि लेंचो ने प्रिडिक्ट किया था, पहले बताया था, तो द ड्रॉप्स ऑफ रेन बिगैन टू फॉल, अब बारिश होने लगती है। In the northeast, huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. Huge mountain of clouds. Clouds के लिए mountain क्यों यूज किया गया? क्योंकि बहुत घने बादलों का जब झुंड होता है, that is usually considered as the, or maybe the term mountains is used, can be used for the clouds. So the air was fresh and sweet. जो हवा थी वो फ्रेश और स्वीट थी, स्वीट बिकॉज ऑफ द स्मेल ऑफ द कॉर्न. The man went out for no other reason than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body, and when he returned, he exclaimed, "These aren't raindrops falling from the sky. They are new coins. The big drops are 10-cent pieces, and the little ones are 5s." So, man, जो farmer था, लेंचो था, he went out just because he wanted to feel the pleasure, the happiness of rain on his body. Why was he feeling so happy? Because he wanted the rain for his fields, and finally he was getting some. So he considered the raindrops as the new coins. Why did he consider? ये question आ सकता है आपको. Why did he consider the raindrops as the new coins, or why he used the term coins for the raindrops? ये भी आपको क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. तो इसके लिए आप क्या लिख सकते हैं? Lencho worked very hard in his fields, and all he wanted right now was some rain for his fields. He knew that the rain is going to give him some good harvest, so he compared the raindrops with coins. With a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn with its flowers draped in a curtain of rain. With a satisfied expression, he was very satisfied. He was very happy that now the rain has come, so he is going to get some good harvest, and in return of the harvest, some of the harvest they are going to keep for themselves to survive, and the rest of the harvest they are going to sell in the market, and maybe they'll get some good money for that. So he draped in a curtain of rain. So he considered that the whole he just felt as if the whole field is covered in a curtain of raindrops. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. But suddenly the rain turned into a big hailstorm. You can call it a big hailstorm and big hailstones as well. Both are same thing. So he just saw in front of his eyes, just as he was enjoying the rain, जैसे कि वो pleasure ले रहा था बारिश का अपने ऊपर, तो उसने देखा कि जो बारिश की बूंदें हैं, it suddenly changed into hailstones. These truly did resemble new silver coins. Why they were resembling? Resemble means to look alike. Why they were resembling the silver coins? Because the hailstones were as heavy as silver coins. You must have seen the hailstones. They are white like snow. जैसे कि बर्फ के ओले. Hailstones is ओले. तो जो बर्फ के ओले होते हैं वो भारी होते हैं. तो ऐसे सिल्वर कॉइन्स भी व्हाइट कलर के भारी उसको लग रहे थे, वो कि जैसे सिल्वर कॉइन्स गिर रहे हों. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls. So the boys, exposing is uncovering themselves to the rain. They just put themselves in front of the rain. Expose करना मतलब reveal करना. उन्होंने अपने आप को reveal किया, खोल दिया अपने आप को रेन के आगे. Ran out to collect the frozen pearls, and now the boys, maybe the smaller boys, they were very happy to see the pearls, and they were trying to collect it. It's really getting bad now, exclaimed the man. So the farmer, somewhere in his heart, he had the feeling that now it's getting bad because he know if the hailstone is going to continue, his crops maybe they are going to get destroyed. So I hope it passes quickly. He wishes to God, or he wishes, or he prays, or he just hopes कि ये जल्दी पास हो जाए जो hailstorm है. It did not pass quickly. For an hour the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The field was white as if covered with salt. So here you can see why the comparison of the hailstones is done with the salt. You know, sugar is considered for the happiness, and salt is basically compared with grief and sorrow and sadness. Why? Because when you go to some bakery or somewhere else, some of the cookies are sprinkled with sugar over on the top. So when you taste that cookie, it gives you very pleasant taste in your mouth with the drizzling sugar on top of it. But if on the same cookie you sprinkle some salt and then you taste it, perhaps you will not feel and you will not get that taste of sweetness, or you will not feel that pleasure while eating that cookie. So that's why the salt is considered with sadness. Sprinkling salt means pleasure has lost somewhere, the pleasure of the farmer Lencho. So he felt a little sad because the hail did not pass quickly. Okay, not a leaf remained on the trees. So finally we got the answer that why it seemed to him as if it is covered with salt, because there was no flowers left, there were no leaves left on the trees. The corn was totally destroyed. So the corn was totally ruined. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. When the storm had passed, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, "A plague of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn." That night was a sorrowful one. All our work for nothing. There's no one who can help us. We'll go hungry this year. You can imagine the sadness of a farmer who worked very hard in his fields just to get a good harvest, and everything was quite ready. He was just going to get the result of his hard work, but then suddenly the rain, it did come, but it turned into hailstone, and because of that the crops were ruined. उसकी सारी फसलें खराब हो गई. और जब स्टॉर्म पास हुआ तो बीच में उसने खड़े होकर क्या एक्सक्लेम किया? He compared the damage with the plague of locusts. Locusts टिड्डी दल होता है जो कि झुंड में आता है और पूरे के पूरे खेत तबाह कर देता है. तो उसने एक्सक्लेम किया, he just compared the damage with the plague of locusts, and said that felt in his heart that perhaps they would have left something, but this hailstorm had left nothing for us. We'll go hungry this year. Perhaps we are not going to get anything, and there's no one who can help us. So we can say that he was quite disheartened, but in his heart somewhere he was very happy. He had high hopes, but those hopes were all just crushed because of the hailstorm. But after the storm, now he is sounding more disheartened, and he is saying that perhaps they will go hungry this year. But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house, solitary is a single one, the lonely one, house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope, help from God. Don't be so upset, even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. Though their field, their crop is all destroyed, they are not broken from inside. They are disheartened. That's because all their efforts have not gone in the direction that they wanted it to be. But they are somewhere, there is a little hope in the hearts of the entire family. And the woman of the house is still very hopeful. She is giving encouragement to his husband. She is seeing that her husband is disheartened, and she is trying to bring his spirit up. She is trying to make him more optimistic, and she is saying, don't be so upset. We still have somebody who can help us, and that is the God. Remember, no one dies of hunger. So she is saying that God, he must have done some arrangement for us as well. So we'll not go hungry this year. Don't worry about that. So that's what they say, no one dies of hunger. So this is the expression of Lencho. जैसे हम बोल देते हैं कि ये तो कहने की बात है, ये तो कहते हैं कि कोई भूख से मरता नहीं है. This is what they say, no one dies of hunger. But the truth is something else. So this is the remarks of Lencho, कि that's what they say, no one dies of hunger. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one conscience. So all through the night, Lencho was wondering, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं लेंचो के मन में भी था कि भगवान जो है वो तो सबके मन की जानता है, कि चाहे आप उससे कुछ कहो ना कहो, सबके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है, मन में क्या चल रहा है, ये भगवान को पता है. तो मेरी कंडीशन भी भगवान को पता होगी कि क्या जो मेरे साथ हुआ है क्या वो सही हुआ है नहीं हुआ है. Whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, what is going on deep inside in one's conscience. Lencho was an ox of a man working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. So this is a line that describes something about Lencho, that though he is a very hard working man, he is an ox of a man means he is very strong and he works literally very hard. He pushes himself, he works in his fields, but he still knew how to write. उसको पता था कि लिखते पढ़ते कैसे हैं. So he was not an illiterate man. He knew the process. He knew how to start a conversation with God as if he wanted to, because he wanted to ask for some help from God. Now, the following Sunday at daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. So the following Sunday he decided, उसने डिसाइड किया कि जब संडे आ रहा है मैं उसमें जाऊंगा पोस्ट ऑफिस और वहां पर गॉड को एक लेटर लिखूंगा, उसको मेल करूंगा, पोस्ट करूंगा. और इट वॉज नथिंग लेस देन अ लेटर टू गॉड. गॉड को एक लेटर लिखूंगा. सो ही वॉज गोइंग टू स्टार्ट अ कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस विद गॉड. So, this is something very strange because he is a man of process. You can say he doesn't believe in कि मैंने प्रे कर ली तो हो जाएगा. He just wanted to be formal with God as well. कि मैं by practically I'm going to do the things in a practical way. So he was going to write a letter to the God to ask for some help. God, he wrote, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. The following Sunday he began to write a letter. So उसने लेटर लिखी और वो खुद जाके पोस्ट करके वो लेटर आया. If you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes because the hailstorm ... continuation sign. This means कि 100 करना मतलब पहले तो बोना, ठीक है. सो द सीड्स, जब आप सीड्स बोते हो तो उसके बाद आप इंतज़ार करते हो, फिर वो ग्रो करते हैं, उसमें पहले सैपलिंग्स आते हैं, फिर प्लांट्स आते हैं, फिर वो उनमें फूल आते हैं और फिर हार्वेस्ट होता है, फिर कटता है, फिर बिकता है, फिर पैसे मिलते हैं. तब तक के लिए उसकी फैमिली को सर्वाइव करने के लिए भी पैसे चाहिए थे. सो उसने लिखा कि गॉड, अगर तुम मेरी हेल्प नहीं करोगे तो मेरा परिवार भूखा हो जाएगा. And I need 100 pesos in order to buy seeds, sow seeds, सब प्रोसेस के लिए मुझे 100 pesos की ज़रूरत है. तो क्योंकि हेल स्टॉर्म ने कंटिन्यू ... सब कुछ नष्ट कर दिया है और and he must have written the whole story. He wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside and still troubled went to town. So he wrote on the letter, what did he write? Instead of writing in an address, he just wrote to God because nobody knows the address of God. So he just wrote, he addressed the letter to God. Address करना होता है, letter किसके लिए आपने लिखी है, God के लिए, to God. तो उसने address की letter God को और वो letter लिखकर उसने envelope में डाली. Put the letter inside and troubled went to town. Still troubled. Why is he still troubled? Because उसको कहीं ना कहीं अंदर होप भी है, लेकिन उसे ये भी है कि क्या मेरी लेटर गॉड तक पहुंचेगी. Still he is doubtful. He is not sure whether his letter is going to reach the God and whether he is going to get the money, the reply, whatever. But he still believes that I am going to write a letter. He is listening to me. The God knows what's going inside my mind. So something definitely would happen, but he does not know how. But he knows somewhere in his heart he knows that things are going to change, God is going to help, but how, he doesn't know. So that's why he is troubled. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. So post office पे he placed a stamp on the letter, उसने letter पे stamp लगाई and dropped it into the mailbox, और उसे mailbox में डाल दिया. One of the employees who was a postman and also helped at the post office went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. So you know, one of the employees जो कि postman भी था, employees होता है the people who work in a certain office place and they get money for the work they do. So एक employee जो कि postman था, उसने देखा कि लेंचो ने ऐसे लिखा है, उसने लेटर में लिखा कि गॉड को लेटर लिखी गई है. सो ही लाफ्ड हार्टिली, उसने दिल खोल के हंसा, जैसे हम कहते कि लोटपोट होकर हंसना, तो वो इतना हार्टिली ओपनली ही जस्ट लाफ्ड हिज हार्ट आउट, मतलब खुले दिल से वो हंसा, और उसने एंड शोड हिम द लेटर टू गॉड, उसने दिखाया पोस्ट मास्टर को कि ये देखिए गॉड के लिए किसी ने लेटर लिखी है. नेवर इन हिज करियर एज अ पोस्टमैन हैड ही नोन दैट एड्रेस. तो अपने करियर में, पूरी जिंदगी में उसने शायद ऐसा लेटर, जिसने कभी किसी ने गॉड को लेटर लिखा हो, ऐसा एड्रेस, ऐसी लेटर उसने नहीं देखी थी. इट इज very much natural because in our lives certain things we never imagine that could have happened. हम सोच ही नहीं सकते कि ऐसी चीज कोई कर सकता है. जब अपनी लाइफ में ऐसी चीजें होते हुए देखते हैं जो कि बिल्कुल हटकर होती हैं, तो हमें इतनी हैरानी होती है कि how can anybody think of such a thing, कि ऐसी चीज के बारे में कोई सोच भी कैसे सकता है. लेटर लिखना तो गॉड को दूर की बात, हाउ कैन एनीबडी थिंक, बिकॉज नोबडी हैज एवर सीन गॉड, तो कोई उसको लेटर कैसे लिख सकता है. द पोस्ट मास्टर, अ फैट एमिएबल फेलो, ऑल्सो ब्रोक आउट लाफिंग. तो जो पोस्ट मास्टर था, जो बहुत ही फ्रेंडली था, और जैसे कुछ ऑफिसर्स होते हैं हमसे जो ऊपर के रैंक पे होते हैं, some of the officers are not very friendly with the employees, but वो जो ऑफिसर था, पोस्ट मास्टर था, वो बहुत ही फ्रेंडली था. एमिएबल मतलब फ्रेंडली, इजी टू गो अलॉन्ग विद, एंड वेरी फनी कह लो आप, जो बहुत ही अच्छे से बात करता हो और जिसमें बिल्कुल भी प्राउड और ईगो ना हो. सो वेरी फ्रेंडली काइंड ऑफ पर्सन. So also broke out laughing, but almost immediately he turned serious and tapping the letter on his desk commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter, starting up a correspondence with God." तो वो भी पहले बहुत हंसा, broke out laughing, but immediately he just turned serious. वो सीरियस हो गया क्योंकि उसने सोचा कि इतना विश्वास, काश मेरे पास भी ऐसा विश्वास होता कि मुझ में इतनी हिम्मत होती कि मैं गॉड के साथ कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस स्टार्ट करने की सोच पाता, मुझ में भी इतना फेथ होता, इतना भरोसा होता. दो वी ऑल ट्रस्ट गॉड, बट हम कभी ऐसी चीजें नहीं करते हैं अपनी लाइफ में. वी जस्ट प्रे टू गॉड कि हाँ प्लीज भगवान मेरा ये काम हो जाए, बट इतना विश्वास उसको पक्का पता है कि गॉड एग्जिस्ट करता है, मेरी वो लेटर पढ़ेगा और मुझे रिप्लाई करेगा. दिस इज समथिंग कंप्लीटली एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी. सो दिस चैप्टर ऑल्सो टेल्स अस अबाउट द इनोसेंस ऑफ द फार्मर, कि वो इतना इनोसेंट था, बट एट द सेम टाइम इट शोज अ वेरी डीप एंड इनक्रेडिबल फेथ इन द गॉड from his side. In order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea. Answer the letter. Postmaster ने सोचा कि हमें इसका जो faith है उसको टूटने नहीं देना है, हमें इसके लेटर का आंसर करना है, फार्मर के लेटर का आंसर करना है on behalf of God. But when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill, ink and paper. लेकिन जैसे ही उसने लेटर खोला तो उसने देखा कि उसको उस लेटर का आंसर देने के लिए पेपर और इंक के अलावा गुडविल भी है उसके पास, वो अच्छा काम करना चाहता है, उसके पास पेपर इंक भी है, लेकिन उसके अलावा भी उसे किसी और चीज की जरूरत पड़ने वाली है। और वो चीज क्या है? वी ऑल नो ही needed some money. He needed the money that Lencho asked. But he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. फिर उसने अपनी सैलरी का कुछ पार्ट दिया, अपने फ्रेंड्स एम्प्लॉयज से कुछ शेयर मांगा. They were obliged to give some money. Why they were obliged to give some money? Because sometimes जब हमसे चैरिटी के लिए कुछ मांगा जाता है, जैसे हमसे कहा जाता है कि आप थोड़ा सा दान दे दीजिए, हम ये भूखे लोगों को खाना खिलाना चाहते हैं. When everybody is giving something, so you are obliged, morally obliged to give something. तो आपको भी लगता है कि नहीं सब दे रहे हैं, so we should also give some, at least some of the money, so that we can proudly say that we also helped. It doesn't matter whether you help in a smaller way or a bigger way, but moral obligation, मतलब morally force होते हैं कि हम कुछ दे देते हैं चैरिटी के लिए. चैरिटी इज दान. चैरिटी यू गिव when you know that you are not going to get something back in lieu of that what you are giving. तो जो आप दे रहे हो उसके बदले में आपको कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला है. That is charity, दान जिसे हम कहते हैं. It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos, so he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho, and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature, God. बहुत कोशिश करने के बाद भी it was impossible for him to gather 100 pesos. 100 pesos इकट्ठे नहीं हो पाए, आधे से कुछ ही ज्यादा पैसे इकट्ठे हो पाए थे. तो उन्होंने वो मनी एनवेलप में डाली, लेंचो को दी और उस लेटर के ऊपर लिखा अ सिंगल वर्ड एज अ साइन गॉड, और गॉड के साइन उस पर करके, गॉड लिख के एज अ साइन लेंचो को के लिए दे दी. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. So the following Sunday, coming Sunday, Lencho again came to that post office. Just look at the confidence of Lencho. At first, he was quite sure that he is going to write a letter to God. He is going to start a correspondence. He had full faith that if he writes a letter, he is going to get the reply from the God. And now look at the confidence. He again comes to the post office and asks if there is a letter for him. So, this is something out of the writer. He is an excellent writer. G.L. Fuentes is an excellent writer. Just see how beautifully he has depicted the faith of the Lencho. Lencho, he comes again and asks if there is letter for him. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. So पोस्टमैन ने खुद अपने हाथों से वो चिट्ठी लेंचो को दी, और जो पोस्ट मास्टर था उसके मन में बहुत अच्छी फीलिंग आ रही थी कि मैंने एक अच्छा काम किया है, और वो अपने ऑफिस की जो विंडो से है वो सब देख रहा था. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money, such was his confidence, but he became angry when he counted the money. God could not have made a mistake, nor he could have denied Lencho what he had requested. Lencho showed no surprise. Lencho, when he got the letter, he was like, okay, as if we are getting a letter from the friend or something. Even then we feel happy, but there was no expression on his face. He was neither happy, nor he was shocked, nor he was surprised. He was like, he showed no sign, nothing. He just accepted the letter, opened it, and rather after opening the letter, he got angry because he counted the money and it was less. So he thought that God could not have made the mistake, कि भगवान तो गलती नहीं कर सकता है, और जो है भगवान के लिए ये भी मुश्किल नहीं है कि वो मुझे 100 pesos दे दे, because this was not such a big amount that he has asked for. So he was very disappointed, or he was a bit angry. Immediately Lencho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. So, whenever we are very happy, sometimes we get short of words. And whenever we are very angry, we also get short of words. So, in both the situations, we don't know what to say, exactly what to pinpoint, what to tell the other person how we are feeling. So at that time Lencho was very angry. He went to the public writing desk table and he asked for paper and ink, and there was a brow on his face. It seemed from his face that he was making so much of effort to write what to write. He was not getting the idea what to complain about and how to complain to the god about the incident that has just happened, that the money was less. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp which he licked and then affixed to the envelope. So when he finished writing the letter, he went to the window, asked for a stamp, licked it and affixed it with a blow of fist. Blow of fist is आप मुट्ठी को ऐसे blow करते हो, जोर से मारते हो ताकि वो fix हो जाए. With a blow of fist. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. So they were all eager. As soon as the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster, he just ran to open it. It said, God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest, since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Lencho. So the moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster जो है वो जल्दी से जाता है, उसको ओपन करता है, ओके, और उसमें लेंचो ने क्या लिखा होता है कि जो आपने मुझे पैसे भेजे हैं उसमें से सिर्फ 70 पैसों ही मेरे तक पहुंचे, बाकी जो है वो मेरे तक नहीं पहुंचे हैं, सेंड में मुझे बाकी ये भेजिए. और सिंस आई नीड इट वेरी मच, मुझे बहुत ज़रूरत है, भाई 70 ही मिले, बाकी के भेजिए फटाफट. बट डोंट सेंड इट टू मी थ्रू द मेल के थ्रू लेकिन मत भेजिएगा, क्योंकि जो पोस्ट ऑफिस के एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं, देयर आर बंच ऑफ क्रूक्स, दे आर डिसऑनेस्ट पीपल, और ये जो है इन्होंने मेरे पैसे ले लिए हैं. सो और वो नीचे साइन करता है लेंचो. देयर इज अ बिग आयरनी इन दिस चैप्टर. बिग आयरनी क्या होता है? आयरनी इज समथिंग दैट you are expecting something good as you're reading the story. You're expecting that something good will happen at the end. Maybe Lencho would be very thankful to God कि at least God you sent me the 70 pesos. I'm very thankful to you. I'm very grateful to you. But when something opposite happens to what you have expected, this is irony. The people who tried to help him, he considers them as thieves. So this is an ironical situation where you are trying to help him but he is thinking otherwise. So the chapter ends in a completely opposite direction. So there is the irony. So the important questions that can come from this chapter can be, first, the most important question can be the character sketch of the Lencho. Character sketch, or you can say describe the character of the Lencho, or what do you think, what kind of person the Lencho the farmer is. And other question can be describe the characteristics of the farmer Lencho. So first is Lencho is a farmer, okay, and he is the main character of the story. He is the main character, he is a farmer. And second can be he works very hard working man, okay. And third characteristic can be he is very innocent. He is very innocent. And what example can you give of his innocence is that he starts a correspondence with the God. He asks God's help to get some money, okay. Then he is an ox of a man. hardworking. We have written he is a practical man. And how can you say that he is a practical man? Though he is disappointed with the hailstorm because his crops were ruined, he does not get disheartened. He does not leave, oh I am ruined now. He does not cry. He doesn't, though he get disheartened, but he is thinking for the survival of his family. So he is also a family oriented man. He thinks about his family. He is family oriented man. He is concerned about the survival of his family. Okay. And what other character do you think we can fit in here? He is so innocent, he is so naive that he goes wrong in recognizing people. The people who helped him, he doesn't know that the actual people whom he is blaming, they are the people who helped him collecting the money. So he is not in knowing the people. He is not a practical man. He is limited towards his own family, fields, farm. He is not into the world very much, we can say here. Not good in knowing people. And next point is he is very hopeful. He is hopeful he is going to get the money. He is hopeful that again he is going to do work hard in his fields and he is going to get the good harvest again. So he is very hopeful about that. So this can be the characteristics. When you will read this chapter 2 to 3 times, you will get all the good results. You will get to know that what kind of person he is. He is he knows his work very nicely. He knows when it's going to get rain. He knows his fields intimately, closely, personally, because he has worked hard. He knows when to sow the seed, when to get the crops. So he knows his work very well. So he is much into his family, his home, his fields, his farm. So everything he knows quite well about that place. He is very friendly with that place. He is very comfortable in what he is doing. So this was the characteristic. You can add more points when you will read this chapter. You will find more characteristics about the character Lan Shu. In addition to these questions, there can be other questions in which the examiner can ask you about how you have understood this chapter. Like he can ask you, if you would have been in place of postmaster, would you have rather tried to help the farmer or tell him the truth? So these kind of questions can also come. It's up to you what you have understood from this chapter. You can write about that, whether you would have helped him or whether you have told him the truth, or whether you have encouraged him to work hard again, to lend some money from somewhere else, and then whenever he gets the money, whenever he gets the good harvest, he can give away the money back to that person. And also there can be questions like, from this story, A Letter to God, what do you think, that the hard work often gets paid off? Do you get good results every time when you work hard? So you can write in that it's not possible that every time you get good results after putting so much of efforts, but it's a part of the journey of the life. Sometimes you get good results, sometimes you don't get good results, but whenever you don't get the results that you have always desired, are meant to teach you some lessons that next time you're not going to get these mistakes, so that you don't lose something. So whenever a farmer works hard in his fields, sometimes he gets very good harvest and sometimes he is not able to get what he wanted. So this doesn't mean that he stops doing his own work. Maybe next time he is going to get some extra things. So this is part and parcel of life. Success and failure both are important in one's life. So there can be many short questions, 1 line or 2 line questions, which you can thoroughly get from this chapter. So I hope these questions, chapter and everything is clear to you. If you have any queries, write down in the comments box and I'll try to answer that too. आज के लिए इतना ही. See you until our next video. मिलते हैं हमारी अगली वीडियो में.